Because of the COVID lockdown in Victoria, we're obliged to use the old Zoom again, the technology which has become just so popular over the last 16 months, not only here but around the world. And our subject is the importance of home safety for older people. And the person I've gone to actually help us with this is a physiotherapist. She's also a senior consultant with Empower Aged Care. Her name is Nicole Dunn. It's a topic that needs discussing, and there are so many things that we needed to basically talk about. Nicole, welcome to The Informer.
Thank you for having me, George.
What are some of the key examples of, the safety issues that not only you've seen in your work each and every day over the last few months, but things that you've encountered, especially with older people at home?
Yeah, so in practice, I've encountered quite a few safety issues. That could be anything ranging from falls to difficulty managing day-to-day tasks. Medications is a common one I see, either forgetting to take tablets or double dosing on tablets. Safety issues in the home environment, such as inadvertently leaving gas on a stove, which has got quite significant health and fire risks, right through to extreme hoarding. So, I've been into homes where things have been piled a mile high and you're terribly worried about someone. So when safety issues are present, they certainly have the potential to cause injury, hospitalisation, and even worse. And, it's important, particularly at the moment where people are spending quite a lot of time at home with COVID.
Nicole, you mentioned people forgetting to turn off gas stoves and other appliances. And it seems to me that as we all get older, these are the sorts of things that, happen very, very simply. It's not a difficult thing to do. We get forgetful. We also time poor. We're trying to, balance 2 or 3 jobs at the same hand. But as you get older, those safety issues readily occur. And this is the challenge. What sort of advice do you offer to your patients and others to help them through their day-to-day and their weekly commitments?
Yeah, so look, sometimes it can be things around just evaluating whether you have the skills to complete that task. Like any of us, sometimes we try to perform tasks that are outside of our capabilities, whether it be climbing up on ladders or cleaning out gutters. So that's, something that can be evaluated. Sometimes it's important to reach out for help. So whether that be...
Can I just say, you mentioned climbing ladders. One of the things I've noticed very, very quickly, and I've actually felt it, I don't have the same confidence climbing or balancing that I once did. Now, I do a lot of core work with Pilates, which is a great aid and tremendous way to keep fit. But not everyone can do it. We'd recommend them to. But balancing today, especially in the older citizen, it is a big challenge, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm regularly seeing clients for in-home physio purely for that reason. And that's where there is quite a role for physiotherapy, occupational therapy, to provide that rehabilitation element to keep people fit, strong and healthy. And certainly where there's a need, the introduction of home care services can play an important role in keeping people safe at home.
What are the strategies that can help us, especially improve the safety of the seniors at home and those people who are part of our extended family that we'd like to care and look after?
Yeah, look, sometimes it's just things like not rushing, performing tasks in different ways. But falls can sometimes happen as well if someone's not well or has an infection. So knowing when to seek a medical review from a doctor is certainly important.
Is there any specialist equipment or equipment that you think is very easy and can help all of us, and especially the older ones, be a little safer at home? I know step ladders, even the smaller ones, can be a bit dicey, especially if they're a little rickety.
Yeah, look, there's so many things that can help seniors. It's an area I'm really passionate about. I regularly see seniors wearing medical pendants, whereby if they're pushed, it will alert a next of kin or emergency services. They're particularly important if someone has fallen and can't get up or can't get to a phone to call for help. When people have fallen and they don't have these devices, the risk is they'll have a long lie on the ground until someone finds them. And I've seen clients who have been on the ground for 24 or 48 hours until someone's knocked on the door. So that's one piece of equipment. Other things like getting rails installed in higher risk areas, such as stairs, on wet areas in the bathroom, can help. With medications, pharmacists can pack medications into Webster packs, which are blister packs. And they're often set out Monday through Sunday, morning, afternoon and evening. And they greatly help with things like, taking medication accurately. In the kitchen, I've even seen devices like gas shut-off timers. So if someone has had a history of forgetting to turn the gas off, this timer will shut the gas off after 5 minutes or 10 minutes. So that risk is completely eliminated. So there's really a lot that can be done through equipment and assistive technology now to keep people safe.
You mentioned kitchen. One of the things that we did for my mother, and especially my mother-in-law when they were getting older and more infirm, and that was grab them special equipment which allows them to open cans and open bottles or tops that can be especially difficult to do. And this is something that I think is available to everybody, especially if you ask for it.
Absolutely. They're supplied through mainstream equipment stores. And you're right, there are those devices for jar lids, cans, even tap turners. There's a lot of equipment out there now.
You say it's important for people to get out there, and we encourage people through the Informer to go out there and seek help if needed. Do people have to be on the pension, or can they still get this assistance that's being provided at both state and federal level?
Yeah, look, if you're an older person and you're needing help at home, you can get help regardless of your financial situation or social situation. It's just about reaching out to the right people.
We had, of course, as you know, the huge Royal Commission. You were part of that. You had to contribute. Are we learning fast enough, and are we seeing any strategies being introduced that may well be, from the findings and the learnings of the Royal Commission?
Look, we are seeing strategies be introduced. We've already seen, record levels of funding, and in particular funding going towards home care packages, and enough funding where it will sort of eliminate that waiting list where it stands today. I think where we're not learning is some of these recurrent issues we're seeing with COVID and vaccination just not being done quickly enough, and that kind of thing where we're still seeing our most vulnerable at risk.
And with that in mind, as you just know, we've been told that in Victoria there's a further extension to the lockdown, that is lockdown 4.0. We've even got new jargon and technology and language adjustments to make these days. Nicole, it fascinates me. But we've got a further 7-day extension. You talk about people at home, people in need of assistance and help. How do they go and get tested? Where are the facilities, and what do people do?
So there are clinics available all over Melbourne. Some older people are just not able to get out to get to a clinic. They're not mobile enough, and the government has introduced mobile testing where it can be done at an older person's home or at a carer's home, and information can be found on the Department of Health website.
Fantastic stuff. Fantastic stuff. Nicole Dunn, as usual, thank you very much for taking us through a subject that is really entertaining the minds of a great number of people and a great number of families. Nicole Dunn, Senior Consultant and Physiotherapist. I'll get my word out eventually. You've been part of the Empower Aged Care team in Victoria for quite some time. I just want you to remind us all, there are simple things to do and to stay safe. We talked about the importance of keeping our older citizens healthy at home. Safety at home is terribly important. And I think there's another element too that we need to touch on before I let you go. and that is this extra self-isolation that many people will be feeling, especially now that we know that the COVID lockdown is going to be another 7 days in duration.
Yeah, absolutely. It's really important during this time that seniors stay connected with their families and with their peers, but also that they try and keep active with what they can do around the home. Unfortunately, last time round, I did see far too many seniors who had lost a lot of strength and mobility purely from self-isolation.
Nicole, thank you very much for joining us on the Informer. I look forward to catching up with you again real soon.
Same here, George. Thank you.
Okay.